Bitcoin, Cardano, altcoins crashing. How long will it last? In this video, most importantly, I want to talk about why we shouldn't be surprised. What is up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate you. Let's dive into the Bitcoin Cardano video. This is Bitcoin. Check this out, down 50%. I want to illustrate something extremely important, foundational to this video. Just this past June, down 55%. COVID swing low, 62%. 53% just before that, down 84% in that last bear market low. Everyone on the macro, if you zoom out, this is what crypto does. This is what Bitcoin does. This is what altcoins do. Now, I will say this, the headlines are always different. There's always something else going on in the crypto world, in the regular world, outside of crypto. But at the end of the day, this is what happens. It wasn't long ago we were tracking Bitcoin a dip to the $3,500 range, Cardano a dip to the 2 cent range. Well, now we're tracking a dip to the $30,000 range for Bitcoin, and we're talking about a dip right now where Cardano is around $1. Things have changed drastically in pretty short amount of time. This article, before I dig into the charts, I want to talk about this, something really quick, just point it out. This article, this organization says, so much for Bitcoin being a hedge against inflation because Bitcoin's down right now. Even organizations like this, they just don't get it. They can't zoom out. They don't see it. Bitcoin crypto is very much, in my opinion, a hedge against inflation. It really is. And this chart demonstrates that. If you're going to zoom in, all you're going to see is red. All you're going to see right now is negativity, right? Is pessimism. And so it's easy to write headlines like that when crypto is down. But look at the long-term trend of Bitcoin. Are you serious? So I wanted to point that out. But let's talk about this chart real quick. Let's talk about Bitcoin. And please remember, everybody, this is not financial advice. I'm definitely optimistic about crypto on the macro. This is just the data, though. This is really important data. And speaking of data, I was tracking data on this YouTube channel all the way back here, the bear market low, 2018. Check this clip out from then. What I did was, speculatively, I took this bottom range that Bitcoin might find itself in. I took the Fibonacci up to the swing high. And then you see right here is a 786. So we were talking about the bottom range for Bitcoin back then around $3,500. And we see that range. And then we were talking about the move into the next bull market to $90,000 speculatively. And then we were talking about the move into the bear market, the next bear market swing low or bear cycle swing low, which would be a higher low to a 786 on the macro. Let's see how this chart played out. There's December 2018, and here's the chart. Here's how it played out. There's the video I did back then. Bitcoin did not hit $90,000. We got close. And maybe it still cruises up to that area. This video, I really want to talk about downside. I really want to talk about why we shouldn't even be surprised with where Bitcoin is right now, where it potentially could go in the weeks or months ahead. I just want to be prepared mentally. And so that video that I did then was based off of data. And this video I'm doing now is based off of data. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back like, hey, look, I called the bear market low and went into this bull cycle and now we're retracing back down. The only reason I said that in the video then, and we talk about these things, is because this is what Bitcoin does. This is what crypto does all the time. We shouldn't be surprised by this, right? We shouldn't be surprised by 50% plus dips, 60, 70, 80% dips. We just shouldn't. Because if it's happened in the past historically, consistently, it's probably going to keep happening. So here we are, we're in a big dip, and that Fibonacci 786 line, it's still charted the same way. There's that $21,000 area. It's right now a little lower. If we take the 786, we take the Fibonacci from that bear market low to the previous swing high, all-time high, you can see there's that speculative 786 I did right there in yellow. But here's the true 786. The true 786 actually around $17,000, just above $17,000. That's in play for Bitcoin. Interestingly enough, it coincides with zoomed in technical analysis. And what that looks like is this. It's really the 200-week moving average right down here in the $20,000 area. That area, the 200-week moving average, was hit in the COVID swing low. It was hit in the last bear market low. And if we even scroll back to 2015, it was hit in that swing low of that bear market in 2015, everybody. So it's a really important data point we should pay attention to. Bitcoin could get there, and we want to be ready for it. Not only could it get there, we could see some capitulation below it, potentially hitting that 786 that we just charted here on this zoomed out chart in that $17,000 to $18,000 area. That's what I'm watching for Bitcoin. On the daily chart for Bitcoin, potential support. A lot of people probably going to be talking about it in the $29,000 to $30,000 area. It's a support area we got back here. It's a support area we got back here. This was a year ago in January. And if we actually zoom out here on the daily chart, this is important. I want to chart this. The macro Fibonacci from the last bull market high to the bear market low in 2018. Check that out. We are once again potentially going to test this 1618 Fibonacci support. We talked about it when Bitcoin was testing it back here, and we bounced off of it. Potentially going to bounce off of it again? Maybe. We track it. We are ready. We know what downside looks like if this cycle continues to the downside, and we are ready for it. Let's pivot over to Cardano. Cardano doing some interesting things. And real quick, Bitcoin, by the way, to that support area, around 10 to 15% to the downside, right? So from where it is right now, let's say to 29,000, like 13%, maybe, 12, 13% to the downside for Bitcoin. Now, if we go to Cardano and we look at Cardano charts, Cardano has its first target support area, and I already have it circled because this is like my third time recording this video. I'm having some camera issues. But Cardano, this target to the downside, check it out. That would be a price range of, from where it is right now in this weekly, of around 16%, or I should say 17 to 18% for Cardano to the downside. Bitcoin's in an environment where it's seeing 12 to 13%. Cardano very much could be an environment where it's seeing 17 to 18% to its area. Now, if that happens, maybe Cardano gets a bounce to the upside. What we have to be extremely careful of on all of these charts is this. The 20-week moving average crossed below the 50-week moving average. You see it getting very close on Cardano. It's a pretty ugly move, but it's taken a while to get here. And it's gonna, if that happens, it's gonna begin signaling Cardano is entering a very bearish, oversold, fear-induced environment, and there could be a lot of opportunity there. Target to the downside for Cardano, similar to Bitcoin at the 200-week moving average. If this 80-cent target fails, that 80-cent target, by the way, is the rising broadening wedge that we have here, 80-cent target. But then we have this symmetrical triangle, target to the downside 50 cents, 50-cent range, right where that 200-week moving average is, kind of in the upper 40-cent range. So Bitcoin, Cardano, very much in line on these charts in terms of potential downside targets that we want to be prepared for. If you go to Cardano on the daily chart, maybe Cardano bounces. If Bitcoin gets its bounce off of the support we just tracked, if we zoom in here on the daily chart, Bitcoin gets its bounce kind of off this area, gets pulled back to these moving averages. Maybe we're testing that, seeing if Bitcoin can break back above. Well, Cardano potentially an environment where it's doing the same on the daily, testing these moving averages once again as it's in this continued downtrend, and also potentially making a move back up to the 50-week moving average, the 20-week moving average, testing those areas as well, and Bitcoin could be doing the same. Here's Bitcoin real quick, not to pivot all over the place. It's important though, the 20-week moving average potentially getting ready to make a move below the 50-week moving average if all of the support doesn't hold. Be prepared for that. At the end of the day, everybody, be prepared. But zoom out on the charts. Look how far Cardano has come on this weekly chart. Maybe we do go back down to 50 cents. But this isn't a dip right now to 2 cents, is it? And it wasn't long ago that Cardano was dipping to 2 cents. It's been in a macro uptrend, and Bitcoin, same story. Macro uptrend. Keep it in perspective. Plan accordingly. We are all different with different plans. I appreciate you coming by. This is what I'm watching on these charts. Let's see how it plays out. Just be ready and just kind of let's all chill. Let's take a deep breath and chill. I appreciate you. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.